Hello and welcome to the GBC Productions channel. This is episode 108. In this video, I'll be taking apart a cheap disco light. Don't know the manufacturer of this, but it does have a model XL10 on the bottom. There's a basic control panel on the front, and on the back there's a couple of XLR connections for DMX in and out. There's a fuse holder and a power cord. I'm going to take the lens off and then I'll be right back. I got the lens off and I found a couple things that are pretty funny in here. I bet you can see one of them right off the bat. The two DMX connectors on the back, they're not even hooked up. But there is a header for it on the board here. It says right on the board, DMX in. I wonder if it would do something if I hooked the cable up between there and the connections. I've always run it as sound activated, but if I had tried it as DMX, it wouldn't have worked anyway. Now the other funny thing I saw in here is right down here. A little blob of solder down there. So this board is the power supply. It appears to have a second fuse right on the board. And here's the power output to the control board. Now I'm not sure why there are three connectors here on the power supply. Not sure if it's three different voltage outputs or three different feeds for a fan and other lights maybe. I'll have to look at that board from the other side to find out. Now, as for the LEDs, they are labeled on this board. Green, blue, green, and it's mounted to a stepper motor. And then there's a long screw sticking out of it to limit how far it can rotate in either direction. I'm going to pull the power supply board so we can take a look at the underside of it. I'm interested to see about those three connectors. And maybe I can try to get the controller board out too. On the controller board I expect to see a display driver, of course the 4 buttons, a microphone, and then something to drive the stepper motor. One of the controllers would also control the speed of the lights flashing and when they turn on and off. I'm going to go ahead and pull the power supply. I'll be right back. Looking at it from underneath, all three are connected. So it's just 3 power outputs of the same voltage. So it doesn't matter which one I would plug that into. Now there is a cooling fan down here that I didn't point out earlier. That actually runs off the controller board, not the power supply. I'm still trying to decide if I want to run a cable from the controller board to the DMX ports. Makes you wonder why they even bothered putting those connectors on in the first place. They could have just blanked out those 2 ports and saved themselves a couple of pennies. Anyway, I'm going to pull off that controller board and I'll be right back. I'm going to disconnect the stepper motor real quick. Now, even with a magnifying glass and lights, I couldn't even see what is listed on these chips. Here's the display, buttons, and microphone. There's also some unpopulated spaces in here too. And here's the power input. And that's all there is. Don't forget to subscribe for more, mash that like button, and comment below. Until next time, this is Uncle D from GBC Productions, signing off.